All right, guys, so for today, what you're going to work on is the lesson here for food webs. So we did some work with this. You watched the video. We took the little vocabulary cards and pieced those together, or at least we started this process. What you're going to do today is you're going to work through this. So you're going to need to read through this. There's a lot of words and definitions in here that you're going to need to go back to, okay? So a food web has many different types of organisms. So here's some pictures that show the different types, and you're going to have this in your handout. So you have autotrophs, herbivores, omnivores, carnivores, and decomposers. The other day, we just talked about decomposers, producers, and consumers. So another way to look at it is an autotroph is a producer, okay? These three right here, omnivores through carnivores, these are all consumers, okay? What we just do by using these different words is we specify what exactly it is that they consume. If they're an herbivore, they eat only plants. If it's omnivore, they're going to eat both plants and animals. And if it's a carnivore, they are only animals, so they are meat eaters. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to make your own food web. You are going to use bigger sheets of paper. They are the big white construction pieces of paper. They're in this package. Anyway, so it's a big piece of construction paper, and what you're going to do, you need to have a title across the top of your paper. You're going to color. There's markers up front, there's colored pencils up front, and cut out the following web cards. The web cards that they're talking about here are these ones back here. Okay? All right, so once you cut them out, you're going to need to use these definitions up here to help you figure out which one is which. Because you're going to have the sun, you're going to have 3 autotrophs, 3 herbivores, 2 omnivores, 2 carnivores, and 1 decomposer. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut them apart, and you're going to put them on that big piece of construction paper, and you're going to create a food web. Remember, a food web, we watched it in MOSA Mac, a food web shows where the energy is going. Oops, sorry, too high. Okay, so you're going to label each organism as an autotroph, herbivore, omnivore, carnivore, or decomposer. See the checklist above, which is this right here. So this will help you figure out which one's which. On your pictures, let me skip down here for a second. So on the pictures, see how I put numbers here? What I would do is I would have a key on my food web where I listed out number 1 is a weasel, and it is a, what kind is it? So something like this down here at the bottom. Okay? All right, so from there, so you're going to connect your food web cards with arrows showing who eats who. Now, the arrows show the direction that the energy flows. Okay? The consumer does not give energy to the producer. So the arrow is going, this is really helpful how they have this. The arrow shows the direction that the energy flows. So the arrowhead is always going towards the eater's mouth. So who is eating, the arrow points that way. Okay? Make sure your organisms and backgrounds are neatly colored and arranged. Analyze the analysis questions below your food web diagram. Okay, so you'll cut this bottom part out. So this little paragraph right here is information to help you figure out who eats what. Okay? All right, now, let's say that as you're working through this process, you don't have enough time to get finished. You will want to be sure that you get a Ziploc bag, put your pieces in it, and we will finish this up on Monday. Okay? All right, so let's keep moving on through this. So you're going to have your big white piece of paper with all these little pieces cut out. We've arranged them. You've glued them on. We've drawn arrows where they need to go. Then you're done. Now let's say you actually get this far. So this, I just realized that I made this page front and back, and that's not going to work. So write your answers on the back of one of the pages, okay? Which do you think would cause the most destruction to the organisms in a food web? Taking away the carnivores, taking away the herbivores, taking away the autotrophs, or taking away from the decomposers, okay? So answer this question. You may actually be able to fit it down here, but honestly, I'd rather you use the back of like this paper right here, okay? Then the very last piece is right here, okay? So there is your work for Friday. Have fun.